Okay, so this is like the um fifth time I've tried to make this video. Um and like my computer sucks. Like it doesn't suck. Like I don't know what the problem is, but like I couldn't run this for shit, so I had to render like some of the stuff in here um out so I could at least play the track while I was recording, but this is the track breakdown video for Solar Flare that I was meaning to make for like forever, and now I finally can fucking make it. But yeah, so I'm just gonna like go through what I fucking did. I don't know how to make these videos, but it'll be my first time, so have fun. So first thing, obviously at the beginning of the song, there's like this Pokemon sample. It's just a shiny Pokemon sound. Just that. Um, so it just starts off with that. And then it's starting off, there's this like rain sound effect. And then there's also this shaker thing playing. I don't know where I got this from. I think it was from Ollie's sample pack, I think, or something. And then I have this weird like perk loop. It's just a bunch of bit crushed glass, and basically have it in a growth speed to play every like half note. And then there's this weird perk loop that I pitched up 12 semitones with the weird pro default thing, and it made this really cool like sound. It sounds like this. It sounds like a weird like video game soundtrack kind of sound. I don't know. It just sounded like really nice to me. And then there's this like I have this one kick that I use a lot. Like it's like a hall kick. It's just basically that, but so when the track starts, there's like the tail end of it is playing, so it kind of gives it like a boom. Yeah, like that kind of. I don't know. It just kind of feels. It makes it sound less like abrupt. And then here's this Pokemon. Let me find it. Yeah, it's this one. It's just playing this little melody here. Okay, and then that is basically just I have it EQing some of like the mids out. Let me play it again. So it sounded like this before. And then I kind of distorted a little bit with this thing with tube amp. And then I bit crushed it a little with CMT bit crusher, and then there's Valhalla Shimmer, which is basically my music in a nutshell. And then that is being, I don't know why I had this here. I guess I didn't use it. But I guess I had Valhalla Vintage Verb on it too, but I guess I didn't use that. So there's that. Oh yeah, and I did call the original project file boo boo kitty fuck. Don't ask. I literally have nothing left to name my project files besides random shit I see online. So yeah, and then here's this like, this was originally a contact envelope, and unfortunately I don't have the effect chain to show you because I rendered this out to wave. But it's basically just the Celesta, and it's kind of doing this little chord thing with an arp. And I had some reverb on it, and I think I EQ'd it a little bit, and that's basically it. So there's that. What else is there? Yeah, so that's basically, there's one more thing for the intro is just this pad sound, and this is kind of like the main pad in this song. This isn't actually the envelope, but here's this pad, and this is the envelope actually. This is what I meant by I had to reorganize this whole thing, so I knew like what automation clips were doing what. But yeah, here's this sound. I originally had a lot more effects on this because this was from a different project, and I got kind of stuck on that song, so I like rendered it out and I played around with it again, and it became this song. So I don't know what these were for. Oh no, this is actually not the right thing. This goes into insert 5. Okay. Yeah, this is like I should have labeled this, but this is like the main synth bus. Not even main synth bus. I have a bass bus and a synth bus, and I've routed those two to this insert 15. I probably should have named it, but like I knew what I was doing. But it's probably not good for like tutorial sake. But here's this. So there's basically, this was an original, like there was another pad that I had for this, but so I forgot what I did for the effects on that, but it sounded like this. Let me just turn the effects off. So I kind of did this to it. Obviously that's kind of drastic, but yeah. So there's basically just a phaser and then Valhalla, vintage verb, because I had shimmer on it before I rendered it out. And then here's some distortion, and then parametric EQ, blah blah blah, you know, typical stuff. And then here's that filter that is being automated right here. I don't know where the other part of that automation clip is though. I think it's somewhere. And then it gets like louder and louder as the song goes on. Oh yeah, it's right here. So yeah. Yeah. So that's basically this first 16 bars. That's all that's really there. Then here is this pattern. This is just an Electric Mantis sample, and it's just a white noise tail. And I also layer that on the snare that you'll see soon. But yeah, that's just playing on the second half of the like from bar 24 on, from the end of bar 24. And then here's this kick that basically comes in when the bass comes in for the intro. So here, it's kind of subtle, but it kind of makes it sound less like just a random bass fucking came in, I guess. So here's that kick. I showed that in the beginning, but here's like, this is literally just a Reese I made with Massive. Let me find it. Yeah, this is literally just a, what the fuck? It says presets. I don't know what the fuck that means, but yeah, let's not fucking, okay then. But it's literally just a fucking Saris. And then here is another Electric Mantis. I use Electric Mantis samples a lot because they're so like weird and they just sound really unique. But here's like a little drum loop that comes in. It's like this break, and then it's kind of gains volume as like this goes on. And then when the drop comes in, it's really loud. This actually isn't the drop yet, but when the drop comes in, it's there again. And here's another like perk loop. I made this myself. I forgot how, like, what I did, but it's just a bunch of weird transients that I just like put in the step sequencer, and then I kind of put that into a dB glitch, and then put that into like a growth speed again, so it kind of had like a rhythmic effect. I use growth speed a lot in really weird ways. So now for the vocals. The fucking vocals are actually, wait, let me move this up, but the fucking vocals are actually just fireflies reversed. And then there's a gross beat on it to make it go every like quarter note, like every other quarter note, but yeah. And then there's some reverb on, like a lot of reverb, but it's kind of short decay. And then I I kind of boosted this area a little, and then it's distorting it kind of hard, and then I kind of, there's this one frequency I didn't really like, so I took that one out. And here is, I'm just gonna go over this bass right now. This is, I'm pretty sure this is just a neural hop form bass. Yeah, this is a think twice bass, but it sounds like this. Yeah, so it originally sounded like this. It sounds really phasey and nice, but I kind of EQ'd the lows out, just because homicide right here distorts it really hard, so it's just gonna come back, and I wanted the highs to kind of sound a lot more like present. And then there's some like really short metallic like reverb in there, and then there's homicide, which is really good for bass sounds. It's kind of like a multiband distortion plugin. And then it's running into a Maximus, just the default Maximus preset, and then I don't know why I had Kickstart on there. Oh yeah, that's on there because of the second part of the song. I'll explain how I do my side chaining in another video, but it's it's kind of basic, but I use Fruity Balance for that, and I do it through like routing all the synths to one channel, and then I use one Fruity Balance to sidechain all the synths the same, because it kind of sounds weird if you don't do that. So here's another pad. Here's like, this is like the main pad in the song, like my favorite pad. This pad is basically just like a kind of like a silent pluck, but it's, you know, like the future bass kind of like there's some like attack instead of like, it's like a pluck. It's like more of like a whew. I don't fucking know what I just said, but I think you'll get it when you hear it. But this is under, yeah, so I have another phaser on here, just like some basic phasing. It's really slight. And then there's an EQ because it's kind of weird. It's like muddy a little bit, so I take this out of a lot of things. And then this is another because I wanted some high end on it. And then yeah, basically goes to that. So I think that is like it for the intro. Here's like the kick. This is the same kick in the whole song. But it is a Sonar's kick that I bought from a sample pack. Sounds like this. Then here's another Electric Mantis sample pack kick. And this is actually really like a low end kick, but I wanted to use that as a high end because it makes it sound a lot more like natural. So I think I just like took the low end off a shit ton. Yeah, and I put the high end up a shit ton, and then I distorted it a lot, and then I layered that into this one where the main kick goes. So this on top of that, it just sounded more like it was naturally in like a room, if you feel me, like. Yeah, see, it sounds a lot better. And then here is the snare. I made the snare myself. It's just a trap snare layered with a tambourine and then some reverb. And then here's like a clap that's, you can't really hear it. In all honesty, I didn't really need that in the song, but I don't know, I just had that there. And then this Electric Mantis tail that I talked about is right here. Yeah. So that's the drums. So that's basically like the build up itself. So I'll just, oh yeah, there's one more thing that I fucking forgot. So the ARP. Yeah, it's this ARP. So it's like running in through a lot of shit because I want it to sound like glimmery. So I put in like some delay, and then I dumped a shit ton of shimmer on it because that's what I fucking do. And then it goes into distortion, and then EQ'd some stuff because I think the highs were really high, and then it was this fucking part of the frequency spectrum is like my least favorite thing in the world. And then this fruity filter is automating the cutoff that I was trying to find, but I couldn't find it. But it's somewhere. And then here is a clap. It's just a cymatics clap that is just playing. And then here is a snare. Give me a second. A snare. I think this is a snare, right? There's a snare somewhere. What the fuck? Or not? Okay. Oh wait, no, I have it. I'm doing this wrong. Shit. I'm bad at this. Fuck. Yeah, this is it. So, and then this is like, as at the beginning, it's just like normal pitch, and then as it gets on to like halfway, it just starts to pitch up like, I think like 5 semitones, like 5 or 4 or something. Here's this Foley clap that I made a while ago. I did give this out on Patreon, I think, but it's literally just a clap layered with some nice keys. And that plays like every like second clap, I think. So yeah, I'm gonna go into the drop now. But I might as well just play the whole part that I just explained out really quick. Something I forgot to mention is here's some like white noise sweeps that are just like to accentuate the build up and stuff. And then this is literally just a little kick pattern that's right there, and this is a really fucking quiet drum loop that I don't know why I had that in the song, to be honest, but I guess it kind of added to the percussion, I guess, but it slowly comes in up to there, and then it's just like a D&B break. So that is basically the build up and the build up in the intro. There's also a crash, but it's just a fucking crash. So so now I'm gonna go into the drop, that everything that's different about this. So it sounds like this. Let me just play it really quick. Okay, so something that I just want to go over first is that the reason I route everything to this insert 15 afterwards is because I do some like reverb side chaining and stuff. And there's a fruity mute, but after the fruity mute is the reverb. And the order makes a lot of difference because when I use the fruity mute, um, the well I'll show you, but um, basically it goes quiet and then the reverb comes in because I have it set at 0 right now, and then there's this automation clip right here that is causing the reverb to go back up. So I'll show you how that sounds like. Yeah, so it's like that swelling reverb sound. And here is the sub. This is just a fucking sub. Yeah, this is just a sub. It's literally just distorted a little, and then I took out the lows because it was making this weird like resonant sound, I guess. And then I'm compressing it a little bit. And then on that, I have this bass layered. I made it in Serum. It's just a saw. It's a saw. I'm pretty sure it was a default preset, but I changed it up a little bit. What I did was I took that one and then I played around with the wave tables, and then I took off the effects and stuff. But it's just this like whatever fucking thing it is, and then this thing is an octave, not an octave. It's just is going up like 7 semitones, and then there's like a little filter. And then that is just going in here, and there's a Maximus here, and then I wanted the sub gone. And oh yeah, in the original there was a sub here, and I just put the level down. It's being distorted and then bit crushed and then compressed again. And yeah, that is the bass. That's basically the bass sound for the whole song. And then here is like a lead that I use a lot. You can probably hear it in like a lot of songs that I make, but it sounds like this. I don't know why my Serum shit isn't showing up, but it is basically just a square wave with a chorus on it, and it has some detune on it. It has like a couple unison, whatever the fuck it's called, like it's like 6 voices, and then it's being distorted a little bit. And then I run that through a thing that has Valhalla shimmer on it, and some EQ and some reverb, and it makes it sound really like glimmery. This is what it sounds like before, and then I put the effects on it. And you can hear that Valhalla shimmer is like the basis of a lot of my fucking sound. But I love it. But yeah. Here is, I'm gonna go through how I made the bass sounds. These bass sounds were made because I was making a sample pack with subject 11 for sample phonics, and it sounds like this. Well, fuck. Wait. Shit. My time is now. Okay, there. Should play now, but I made it with Serum, and it's basically this wave table called like fucking, I don't know, I can has kick or some shit. I don't know, but it is that, and then there's another wave table of the same wave table, but it's being ring modulated by the first one, and then it's being pitched down an octave, and then that is coming in as the reverb comes in, and then it comes in like it fades in because otherwise it sounds really terrifying. But yeah, it's like this. So yeah, and then this fruity mute, obviously, as I explained, causes everything to get muted. That I don't want it. And then in the second pause, I have this like weird thing I sampled. I think I made this sample. I think I found this Foley and I repeated it and I recorded it in Edison. Yeah, and then basically when this comes, it Uh, oh, this is a Sakura burst sample. I forgot this was there, but it's really subtle, but it adds like a layer two to it. Um, and then this fades in the key sample thing, and then here's another Pokemon Mystery Dungeon sample. Yeah, I love that fucking game. Yeah. So, there's that, and then here's a Sora drum bits from the Neurohop forums pack. These are really good breaks. Yeah, I love this break a lot. And then I don't know what else I have other than the pad. And then, oh, here's the last fade in thing, like the last pause. I have this cymatics, like they had a Walmart sample pack, like a full Foley and stuff. Yeah, so I used that. And I kind of edited it a little bit, but it's kind of minuscule and like you're not that interested in that. But yeah, that's basically the drop, the first part at least. So this is like my favorite part is the breakdown here. Like this is like I love this part so much. So I'm just gonna play it out right now. Okay, so as soon as the drop is over, this is just a 3x oscillator that is just slide note from a G sharp to a G sharp 2 octaves down. Yeah, and then this synth is literally just a silent one, but it is just sine waves. You can make the same thing in 3x oscillator. That's why I said it's a sine wave with some short decay on it. And then there is some delay on it, and then parametric EQ. I don't know what I did with it. I took out some more of that again, more of that range, and then some reverb, really long reverb, and then there's a D Blue Bit Crusher, and yeah, so it kind of sounds like really nice, like a chime kind of sound. Oh, and there's a tiny little pitch envelope here, and I think the reason there's a cutoff envelope is because it wasn't a sign at first. I think it was a square, but I didn't like how sharp it sounded, and I switched it to a sign. But obviously, after I switched it to a sign, this didn't have a point to it, so I didn't take it off though. But this little pattern sounds like this. Okay, so that is playing there, and then here's this ARP that was in the original song that I sampled this from the original project I was making. As I explained before, this isn't the first like bounce of this song, but yeah, here's that. It's like it slowly fades in as this part goes on. And then I think that is running into some bunch of effects and shit. Unless this, oh wait, I think I did all the effects in the other project. This is just distortion. But in the old project there was a panomatic, making it go left and right like woo swirly shit, and yeah. Um, there's that, and here's the same pad again, but it's playing that new chord progression that's there. I'll just play them both because I've already shown you what they sound like, but I'll just show it again. Um, okay, and then here's this riser that I got from this sample pack. It's basically just a square lead, and then it's going up from G to G, and I pitched it up one semitone because this song is in G sharp. Um, and it's just this. And there's a volume envelope that I made. That so it doesn't sound like too strong at first, and then it gets louder. And then I'm gonna go through. This is my favorite fucking thing about the song is the little voice thing. Yeah, this thing. So this is from the Amari sample pack, but I changed it up a lot. So it's like a little decay there. And let me find it really quick. Okay, so here it is. Oh yeah, I set it in Edison to loop. And then I made this go like this. I don't know how else to explain this, but and then I normalized it, and then it became kind of like this little pluck kind of thing. And I did have a little bit of attack because I didn't want it to sound too like a clicky sound. But that's playing this, and then there's another layer under it, an octave lower, and the lower octave is like slightly less in velocity than the top layer, but it sounds like this. Okay, so there's that, and I love that sound, and I use it a lot. Uh, Here is some strings that I had to render out. That's playing the same chord progression as that little sine pluck thing. And it's basically just this. And it's just a default contact string preset. And then here is this little sample that my friend Subject 11 made. It's in our sample pack that I put on Patreon, but it's kind of like this. Well, that's actually after all the effects, but let me turn off the effects, and then it sounds like that. But I put a lot of fucking effects on it, and so there's an EQ just making the transient a little bit more strong, and then a big crusher, and then this reverb is kind of really like the reason it sounds like the way it does. It's really loud, but the decay is like really short, and the diffusion is really low, so it sounds like really like metallic and weird. And then that's being distorted again with tube amp. And this one I did a weird thing with it because it kind of sounds like a conga. I kind of made the panning. Wait, no, not the note pan. I made it like really left and right, so it sounds like this. Okay, so there's that. I don't know what else I have to explain for this other than this bass is the same bass. That bass that I showed in the beginning. But it's playing a new bass line for the new chord progression. This is just the sub. It's playing the same bass, basically, except it's not going an octave up on those high notes. And this is like a weird little loop I made from NES samples. Oh, and then there's an audio perk from Cymatics. And there's another one of that same shaker in the beginning of the song. I used again as like a layer on the whatever kind of snare, I guess. I think that is actually it, other than this bell thing that I already showed, but it's not playing the chords in this part of the song. It's just playing the arp. I use that pattern a lot. You can hear it in Forgive and Forget. It's there too in the beginning. That like Porter Robinson world sound font synth is playing the same exact thing. And then here's two toms just before the end of the build up. And then one is lower and pan to the right. Oh, and this Sora drum loop is, what the fuck is it? Where is it? Oh, it's right here. It's not here yet, but it basically filters in. So I'm just gonna. Okay, so here is just a square thing. That's just a square, and then it's bit crushed a little bit. I'm not gonna go into that because it's the most simple sound in the world. But oh yeah, there's one more thing I wanted to explain. There's this little effect here that I made myself. This is literally a square wave put into the channel with Fruity Panamatic, and then bit crushed, and it's like the time on the Fruity Panamatic is being slightly changed, so it sounds like a LFO kind of like spinny thing. Yeah. So yeah, the vocals are playing again, and the bass line is this part is literally just the same exact thing as what I just showed, and there's this one little riser from James Egbert's free sample pack, but it's super quiet in this song, but it's just kind of a subtle little accent to the kicks going up. And then as the kicks go up, the volume on basically like this white noise sweep goes up, and then I do have this one EQ running over the whole master track that basically it is a low pass, but I don't want it to affect the song at all times. So I just have a mix automation clip, so I only have it turning on when I want it to filter stuff out. So you can hear like right here. It's, well, I'll actually put the EQ up so you can see what it's actually doing. Yeah, so it does that kind of thing. I just wanted to show that so you know what that automation clip was doing. So now it's basically the final drop. Okay, so this part is a lot of the patterns from the build up are just better, like more loud, and then yeah, there's that voice drone thing, and then here's a little 3x oscillator square like pluck. And that's just basically being bit crushed and distorted and a bunch of weird shit. Here's like the other drum thing. I have a different snare for this one. I made it myself though. This is in my kid remix that I took. I spent so fucking long making this snare. Jesus Christ. It's very nice. I love it to pieces. But this basically it's just the same thing. There's a hat also on the cake now because it sounds more natural. Um, and I think there was some cymbals somewhere if I look harder. Is this? I think it is this. Yeah, it's just another James Egbert sample. Uh, there's a hat and it's panning left and right a lot. And then yeah, that's basically what this is doing. And then there was a 2 dB glitch thing that I'm gonna turn on. Actually, I can, but it is. I turned it off because it was glitching out a lot when I was trying to make this. But it basically when it got to this point where the basses were, where this bass is coming back, it kind of tape stopped like as the bass came in. It sounded really cool, but I can't show that right now because it was acting really weird. So I had to turn that off. But you can probably hear it if you listen to the song at like this point. So then it just goes into this hardcore pattern. Oh yeah, and then this melody changes up a little bit because I wanted it to not sound really boring. It goes like this. Yeah, so there's that, and then it goes back to the old one right after. I just wanted it to be, I like to put like different parts of like different changes in the song at random points. But yeah, I think that is basically the whole song because the end of the song is, okay. I want you to know that I have ADHD and I'm skipping around a lot. Yeah, this is the last drum pattern that I have, and it's just like sounds like this. I don't know how to explain it. So it kind of plays with the melody. Okay, yeah, so that's basically literally the whole song because the song ends with the same pattern, the same melody, and then this same 3x oscillator, bass drop kind of thing, and then there's a bit crusher envelope right here that is just at the end of the song. It just kind of just goes ham. And yeah, that is the whole song, I think. So listen to the song. I will have the song link in the description if you want to know exactly what I'm referencing in this video. But wow, this fucking video was 46 minutes long. Jesus Christ. So I will try to make more of these if I can manage to fucking get them to run. This one was like the least problematic project file that I had, and I still had to render out some contact instruments to make it work. But I think I can try and render out as much as I can in my newer stuff and get it to work. But yeah, you should fucking subscribe if you want to see more, I guess. And tweet me if you want to like request stuff. And I have some private videos on Patreon if that interests you. But I will see you later. Bye.